Hey everybody, welcome back to Random Musings from the Clinical Trials Guru. Also, we'll go on YouTube. I'm joined by Chris Sauber. We have a busy week with interns here. I've monitored twice in the last 3 days, or I'm about to monitor twice in the last 3 days. Tomorrow I'm doing another monitoring visit.
You enjoyed the airport on Thursday.
Yes, I did. We had a 1-hour flight from John Wayne, which is in Orange County, California, to San Francisco, which is an hour flight. The plane was delayed for 8 hours. 8 hours. So it was a 9-hour trip. I could have gone to Europe.
You could have drove there in that time.
That's right.
In less time.
That's right. And by the time my plane actually departed, which was at nighttime, there was only like 10 people on the plane.
Yeah.
Because most people just left. And United
Not
lost a lot of
committed.
money.
They were not committed.
Right. So, but I'm committed because I'm a CRA, and that's quite honestly what we do. We're committed.
I don't know if
A
it's
little
good thing or a bad
tongue in cheek,
thing.
but I did make it to my IMV, and I had a good IMV. Chris Sauber, the co-author of this book, born and raised in Washington.
Doesn't say that here. But
Looks
go on.
like it, with the evergreen behind. Show the camera.
I think that was taken here though.
Really? Well, let's just pretend it's Washington.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess Fina, who's recording right now, the videographer, she had a good idea. She said, "Why don't you talk about the process
The writing process.
of writing the book?" Which makes me want to vomit.
No.
The process. It's a grueling. We'll never write another book again. Although I'm currently working on another book, so it doesn't make any sense.
Why are you currently working on another book?
I'm
Have you started
brainstorming the
writing
idea.
Oh, okay.
But I think I'll enjoy writing the other book. It's very hard to write a textbook,
it? Right.
right? Well, at least for me. What was your experience with this? Because I prefer writing stories,
Yeah, I
even
think
if they're nonfiction, just stories. Like, this is how I started a site, like more of a narrative. And this was not a narrative. This is like a textbook, right?
Yes, and I tend to agree with you. I think both present their challenges, right? Writing fiction or nonfiction or textbook.
Right.
I think they both present differently, present different problems, but I think I would prefer fiction.
Fiction.
Yeah.
See, I even can do nonfiction, but I think it's actually easier to do nonfiction, but more of like a story format, not so much textbook.
Okay. So written like a fictional story, but all being true.
Written like a narrative, like in my voice, like this is how I started a site, this is how I get studies.
Sure.
This is more like we're introducing the 13 elements of GCP.
No, I've never written a fictional book. No, that either.
We tried once.
Yeah,
It
but
didn't go well.
no, made it about.
Don't even ask what the
made
topic
it about
was.
3 pages each.
Don't worry about the topic.
Point is, I enjoyed it more, although I made it 3 pages in, I enjoyed it more.
Right.
I did.
So what was tough about writing this book? First of all, why did we need to write this book?
There's a lot of people out there in the industry or who want to gain access to the industry who need some information.
And just for context, okay, it's not that thick.
200 pages, a
It
little
could have
more.
been 3 times as thick if we wanted to, 4
Could have been
times.
stacked to the ceiling.
Why did we choose to make it concise?
Well,
In your opinion?
in my opinion, there's just too much to touch. If you wanted to elaborate on every possible topic in here, it would be a book of its own. So who has time to write all that? Right? You'd be writing the IRS code, which stacks from about the floor to the ceiling.
Which some people do in this industry when they write the books.
Sure, but
Right.
we have all kinds of things going on. I just didn't have that kind of time. Or we could have made that kind of time, but it would have been a 6-year process or 10-year process.
Right, and instead it was just like a 8-month, 9-month process
Right.
of doing this. So it's a quick read. Kindle, I have it on Kindle too. Kindle says you'll finish it, the average reader finishes in 5 hours, so they have the data already. You can read it in 1 day, 1 airplane flight, but we recommend the paperback because you can dog ear it.
Really, 5 hours?
Yeah,
I wonder where they get this, how they come about this data.
from the Kindle, because they know how long it takes
Oh,
people to
okay.
read the pages.
Okay, I see.
So it takes about 5 hours to read, but I recommend the paperback because you can take notes, you can reference it. It's small, so you can take it with you somewhere.
Highlight things, yeah.
Highlight. I guess the main reason why we wanted to put this out was because while there have been other books written on this topic, they're usually overly complex, they're intimidating, and they don't always, in our opinion, we put what the most important things in the
The bare
industry are,
minimums.
right?
Bare minimums.
Like the 20% that you need to know to be able to solve maybe 80% of the problems in the industry. If you can figure out those 20%, of course you gotta master that 20%, but
Mm-hmm.
you at least will know where to go look further to get information about something else, because you don't know what you don't know. So what we put in here is what we think is the most important for anyone in this industry to know. Of course, there's a lot more.
Tons more.
There's no way we could cover it. Like you said, it would stack from the floor to the ceiling if we really wanted to put everything that was ever known about
By the
research.
time we finished, everything would have changed.
And nobody would read it either.
Yeah.
Right, this is something you can read in a day, half a day, an airplane flight. What was your favorite part of writing it?
I don't think I have
Because we
one.
both hated writing
Yeah, I
it.
don't think I had a favorite part.
So it was that bad to where you hate all aspects of it.
No, hate's a very strong word, but I did not enjoy any of it.
I enjoyed it initially when we started.
Hmm.
I enjoyed putting the sections together. Let's open up and tell them what the sections are. I enjoyed putting the sections together and like sort of like the order. What we did was we took our CRA Academy and we took the Site Owner Academy and we kind of picked the most important things from those and made a structure of the book. So first we have a bird's eye view, then we have phase and designs, regulations, then we talk about the sites, then we get into monitoring, then we talk about CRO and sponsors, jobs in the industry, and then common vendors as well as useful certifications and training links, and a conclusion. The audiobook should be out soon too. That one, we had a funner time doing that, but it was still
That was more enjoyable by far.
more enjoyable.
Plus, you made me drink, so.
We had the beers going, we had, with this, it's a very solo, writing this book was a very solo endeavor. I wrote my parts by myself in a vacuum. Chris wrote his, I don't know where,
I don't know about it in a vacuum, but yeah,
Somewhere.
by myself.
with 2 German Shepherds by his side.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you say you have no most favorite part. What was your least favorite part of writing this? Proofreading all my nonsense?
Well, it wasn't nonsense, but yeah, I would say that's probably true. Proofreading was probably the least enjoyable. Hate doing proofreading. I hate
Yeah.
proofreading my own writing.
Now, did you learn anything writing this? Because I actually have some interesting.
You know what? I
things to-
did a few things, but I couldn't tell you specifically.
So I remember specifically, I didn't know there were 13 elements of good clinical practice. And I didn't know good clinical practice was not law in the United States. It's guidelines. Did you know that? And you do know because you wrote it and read the audiobook with me too at this point.
Right.
Some countries have GCP, ICH GCP as their law,
European countries.
right?
Yeah.
So here in the U.S. it's just guidelines. So I learned a lot around the regulations, like the details, the history of how IRBs came to be with the common law,
Mhm.
ending with the common law, beginning with the Nuremberg trials,
Mhm.
right? So that whole thing with Tuskegee incident in between, which was pivotal, like those pivotal moments,
Mhm.
we knew those,
Sure.
but to connect them all together,
Yeah. Knew those from GCP training.
knew those, but to connect them together
Yeah.
and see how it fits into the overall big picture is, I think, what I really
Sure.
enjoyed. I think people who want to work in this industry or already do work in the industry but want to learn another aspect of the industry, like, I don't know, owning a site, would find this book useful, especially the site ownership part. There's a lot in here about owning a site
Sure. And especially if
because it's written by 2 site owners. I mean, that's,
exactly. I would say especially if you're somewhat research naive. I mean, this can be for the advanced. I'd say it's more so for the more naive.
beginners,
Yeah, intermediate, not so much for advanced, right? If you've been in the business for 15 years, I don't know if it's for you, but you may get something out of it.
Well, unless you've been hyper specialized, like you've been doing nothing but CRA your whole
Sure.
career.
And you want to be a site owner now?
You want to be a site owner,
Yes. In
or
those
you want to
instances.
maybe start an EDC company. But
Right.
you need to learn and know these things.
Yeah, I agree.
You'd be amazed at how many CRAs that have been monitoring for decades don't have the first clue about what it takes to run a site,
Mm-hmm.
how sites function,
Yeah,
PI oversight, or lack thereof.
yep.
Anything else?
I had another topic, but I don't recall what it was, so no.
Bring it up. We still have time.
Yeah, well, I remember, so you put me in a rock and a hard place now, didn't you?
So, closing remarks. Get the
Uh,
book, audiobook, hopefully coming soon. I gotta follow up with the engineer on that. Patrick?
Actually, you could follow this up with something else.
Yeah.
So this is a very good segue to the CRA Academy, right? This will give you a nice taste of what the CRA Academy can offer. It's much more in depth on the very specific topics to being a CRA, but this is a nice overview of many of the concepts that are covered. Not in great detail, enough detail, but not as much as you need to be aware of as a CRA. So if you're hesitant about taking the CRA Academy, grab the book. If you find the book to be of use, then I guarantee you find the CRA Academy very useful.
Very good. It's like a bite-sized,
Mhm.
risk aversion type
Yeah.
of strategy to get just, dip your feet
Yep.
in the pool instead of jumping in.
Yep.
Okay. All in all, I'm glad we did it. All in all, I don't think I would do it again for a while. Writing a textbook at least. But worth it. And the feedback's been good so far.
Mhm.
And the audiobook's not even out yet, so
And
that will be
these
exciting.
are all 5-star reviews on Amazon. I
Yeah.
just looked yesterday,
Yeah.
so I think there's 8 5-star reviews.
Hopefully more. So thank you very much for watching and listening. Hope everyone gets some value out of the book or value out of anything else we discussed. My thesis is you're going to start as a specialist, try to work your way into being a generalist, no matter what you do in this industry, or any industry for that matter. Learn holistically all that there is to know and master verticals that you want to master.
Very good.
Take care. Bye-bye.